What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday sermon. It's April 6th. Pretty early. I'm about to have to go do some work this morning and a little bit of the day. So I'm knocking this out at 5 in the morning. It's pretty early for me. Well, I mean, not early for me, but 5 in the morning doing this is. So this is the week of April 1st. I have some stuff written down. And here's things that I found interesting that I'm just going to comment on. All one of you that watch this. So, this isn't for the billions. This is just for the one and me. But let's see. I don't know if y'all saw that Cory Booker is an American hero for standing up for 24 hours, talking shit, and getting not a fucking thing done. That right there. That's the Congress and the Senate in a nutshell. He wasted 24 hours of time and got nothing fucking done. That's what they do right there. Cory Booker is a hero for that. To the left. That's why y'all lost. Because I'll admit, for the past 50 years, the Republicans have done the same thing. And what's funny is there's a big, statement Cory Booker years ago talking about how we need to get rid of the filibuster because it, blah, 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 blah. And now here he is, an American hero around April 1st, talking for an hour, for 24 hours, getting nothing done. Someone's got to say that. I mean, just shut the fuck up, to quote Dave Chappelle. So there we go. All right. An election happened. I believe it's the Supreme Court. Sorry if I don't have my facts right, but I think a very left-leaning judge got a seat in Wisconsin after being backed by multiple billionaires. She defeated a Republican who was backed by Musk and Trump, and she won the seat. And everybody, I believe it's a state judge seat or something like that in Wisconsin. I believe, they're probably supposed to win. Who gives a shit? Who gives a dang? Who cares? Right now, Trump's in power. And I am going to give him much time to get his stuff done. And I'm going to speak more on that here in just a second. But I'm not shallow enough to know that this country has been fucked up for 60 years and Trump can fix it in 6 weeks. However long it's been, 8 weeks, whatever it's been. Can't happen. I mean, he's not going to be able to, if he accomplishes 3 or 4 things, I'm going to be just beside myself with joy. If he fixes the major things that he said he would, because he can't fix everything. This country has been so corrupt and ran by just Nancy Pelosi. I mean, how long has she been there? How long has Biden been there? Biden was almost 50 years in government? You can't fix the criminal stuff. Yes, criminals. I believe Nancy Pelosi probably should be in jail for insider trading, which, what was her name? Martha Stewart went in on that. So you can't fix 50, 60 years of just shit with one swipe of the toilet paper on the ass. It's not going to happen. You got to have the wet wipes and all that stuff in multiple bags of them to clean your butt up. Okay. I'm going to follow up that with tariffs. Evidently, Trump did the worst thing anybody can ever do. What he did was he's playing a game of, y'all remember when you were kids, you used to punch each other in the shoulder, trade hits, whatever y'all called it. Right now, he's playing the game of trade hits with other countries. And in the past, before Trump, all the countries got to hit America in the arm 100 times. And we never hit back. So now Trump has introduced a new rule to the game of let's trade hits. And that if you get to hit us once, we get to hit you once. That's all he's doing. And people are all up and on. Oh, my groceries are going to go up 1,000%. Oh, no. Looking at a lot of those people, they could afford to miss a few meals. Just saying. But again, I'm going to give him some time because I personally have been tired of taking 100 hits in the shoulder and then having to take another 100 and another 100, and I can't hit back. That may seem a little odd with what I say about, intervention in foreign wars and stuff. But, Russia's never hit us, so there's no reason for us to help Ukraine hit them back. That's my opinion on that. All right. Another big thing that happened this week, and you know, it is what it is. But there was a track meet in Frisco where two kids got in a fight. One kid was black, one kid was white. I don't know everything that happened, but one kid stabbed another kid, evidently because one kid told the other kid, "Hey, you're in the wrong tent. You need to move." Now I'm just going to take this to the extreme and say, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Maybe one kid told the other kid to move in a not so nice manner. I don't know. But the other kid stabbed the other kid, evidently returned and stabbed the other kid in the heart and killed him for asking him to move in a rude manner. And they call that self-defense. I will gladly, if nobody will shall we say, pull the switch on this one, I will. Regardless, that person that did that cannot be put out in society at all. He cannot be allowed to be out in society. I believe he's 17 or 18 years old. His personality is now formed. It's been formed for quite a while. I don't want to be, responsible for putting this person back out on the streets, and somebody in a checkout line, say he's got 12 things in his cart and he's in the 10 item lane, and somebody says, "Hey, you need to go get in another lane. You got too many groceries in your grocery cart. So this is for 10 lines." And he decides to kill that person because that's what this kid thinks it's okay to do. Somebody's mean to him, and he now has the right to kill you. That's where this generation is. I remember back in the day when we used to get in fights with people for whatever reason, and then it was over. No big deal, I've watched a million fights of two people getting mad at each other. Many times they're friends. Obviously, these two kids weren't friends at all, but I don't care what the one kid said to the other kid. You don't have the right to stab them in the heart. You don't. Now, I've always said, if you use words at people, do be prepared to get your ass kicked. If one kid would have called another kid a name and that other kid beat the shit out of him, bloody nose, broken nose, all that kind of stuff, okay. The one kid chose to use the words and he got his ass kicked for it. I'm okay with that. But stabbing him in the heart? No. It's time for that kind of stuff to, there needs to be an all lives matter protest, and maybe not Target's burning down, but maybe Walmart's. I mean, I don't know, but something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Reciprocity on that, just like the tariffs. And lastly, I just saw this, and I'm going to end here. President Trump extended TikTok, the ban, which obviously is a China-owned company and whatever. If any of y'all are worried about China getting your information from TikTok, you've not recognized that Facebook is just as bad as China. Google is just as bad as China, if not probably worse. Okay? So I do not want China owning farmland next to our military bases. I do not want them doing that. Or if they do own it, we need to have an equal number of Americans owning farmland right next to their bases or their cities or whatever. Again, reciprocity. That's all I care about. If China lets us own farmland, but here's the deal. I know that Mexico doesn't allow us to own farmland. A United States citizen cannot own land in Mexico. Last time I checked, they might have changed that. But about 20, 30 years ago, I know for a fact an American citizen could not buy something. You had to be sponsored by somebody and basically had to be owned by a Mexican person, and you could give them the money and everything. But you can't own stuff in other countries. Americans can't. So maybe a little reciprocity on that as well. That's it for the day. Almost went 10 minutes. Sunday sermon. I hope y'all have a good day. Somebody has to say it. So I'm the only app you need.